Hey everybody, welcome back to the sinking city. I'm the Blue 32, and last we left off. Uh, okay. Mr. Throgmorton wanted us to check up on a colleague, as he put it, and we found him dead. Now,
Don't waste my time, newcomer.
I would love to hurt you. So now we need to make use of this. Okay. Crimes. I would say property crimes. Suspects. In Old Grove. Ah, Squint's police file. Name, Philip O'Connell. Alias Squint. Sex male, age 46. Residence unknown. Crimes, numerous burglaries in Old Grove, break-in entering, tax evasion. Possible associates, Sidney Stokes, alias Nunn. Sex male, age 21, residence Oakmont, Mass, northern Salvation Harbor, west of the intersection of Moore Road and Salvation Road. Crimes, jaywalking, lollygagging, jury duty dodging. Lollygagging is a crime? In that case, it said Salvation Harbor, did it not? Ah. Northern Salvation Harbor, west of intersection. In Moreland Road and Salvation Road. So, around here? Could be. Unsurprisingly, nobody responded to my question of whether or not I should change costumes. Yeah, let me just, play a sad song for myself on the world's smallest violin. Sidney Stokes. We need to have a discussion about your drains.
I'm happy to say I've never been hungry enough to consider eating whatever this is.
Letter from the Moor, Mr. Stokes. The price for a separate burial for your mother, Martha Stokes, is 30 bullets. The Moor cannot give you a discount. There are more requests for burials than we have resources or manpower to satisfy. You must make the payment in 2 weeks, or we will have to inter your mother in a mass grave. Oh?
Rest in peace.
Alright. I know I'll get an achievement if I take those bullets, but... Come on, it's for his mother's funeral. Uh-oh. Your move, creep. If I could save, undo it, and, well, I guess I could. So I guess I will. No, no, no. Although... No, 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 no. Make that go away. We'll mark it as treasure. I do that on my own time. Reloading takes too long. Consider it a favor for you lot. Because I'm just that nice a guy. Oh, Sydney.
Looks like Squint was having a bad day. Survived getting shot just to be stabbed to death. But who did it?
Wait, that's Squint and not Sydney? Well, then I have to say that Sydney did it.
Oh, Ma. I killed him. What have I done? What in the world have I done?
You killed him. Thought that was clear.
At long last, I'll fix what that old ape lover Francis did to you.
What? We got a Norman Bates thing going on here?
Get away from the... Oh, thank the gods. I thought you were another monster.
How'd you get in here?
Nice trick with the wall. How'd you manage it?
It wasn't me. She put the wall there with some kind of hocus pocus.
I like your accent.
Sydney Stokes, I presume.
Aye, that's right. Do I know you?
Don't think so. I'm here about Herbert Glover. I believe you know him. Or should I say, knew him.
Okay.
You said she put the wall here. Who is she?
She's our employer. I don't know her name or anything. She promised us a good payout for a simple job. And I fell for it like a chump.
What did she hire you to do?
The job seemed simple enough. Go to the collector's house, grab some fancy mirror, and then hoof it out of there.
I really like his
So
accent.
where's this fancy mirror now?
She took it. When me and Phil met her with the goods, they got into a big blowout and she shivved him. Okay, what am I to do now? Phil was the idea guy, I'm just a sap.
Come on, paint me a picture. What did this woman look like?
She was tall and thin, very thin, just skin and bones. Mean like a rattlesnake. That's all I can remember. I didn't look too close at her.
Were you hired to kill the collector too? Or was that just for laughs?
He had a gun, mate.
I swear to Kay, it wasn't part of the plan. It was an accident. The guy started shooting at us and I panicked.
You panicked. Really?
Yes!
That's your excuse.
Please, as Kay is my witness, I didn't mean to kill anyone. I'll give you everything. I have. Just let me walk.
You know, I believe him. I believe him. It was not his intention. But, you know... No.
Well, you've had quite a night. Break-in, theft, and manslaughter. I'm gonna have to report this.
Please, I'll get the char for this.
The
You
char?
should have thought of that before you killed a man.
Well, if he's gonna get the char, maybe I shouldn't turn him in. That seems unjust. Feck. Putting moral decisions in my game. Speaking of moral decisions, looking back on it, I think I should have killed the science team. I mean, I just left them to starve. And who knows what they'll do before that happens. Maybe they won't even die. Maybe they'll feast on each other until they transform into one of those What are they called? You know the things. Hey, upchuck at you. Not the slime things, the other thing. I have it here somewhere. Let me look. These things. Coations. Alright.
I've looked into your delicate matter.
Excellent. Don't spare me any details.
Glover's dead. He was killed by a man named Sidney Stokes, who happened to be robbing his place. He wasn't working alone. He had a partner, Phil O'Connell. Didn't end up much better. All over some kind of mirror, apparently.
Truck. Where is the mirror now?
Their employer has it. Some mystery woman. I didn't get her name, but she obviously wasn't fooling around.
I see. So, my enigmatic competitor has finally shown her hand. And the thieves are both dead, you say?
Fuck.
Sidney Stokes managed to make it out in one piece. Now, if I had to guess, he's probably holed up at his home. Want the address?
I would welcome it. I'll take pleasure in, educating him on some, shall we say, essential truths.
All right. I've held up.
Of course, Mr. Reed. Here's your payment. Now that you know everything, would you accept the second part of the job?
Let me guess.
Yes. And the one who so rudely snatched it from my grasp.
You got it.
I'm on it. Only got one lead, though. Our culprit had a bone to pick with someone named Francis. Mean anything to you?
Ah, yes. That is without doubt my father, Francis Throgmorton. May rest his soul.
And what's he got to do with this?
I found mention of the mirror in his records. That's what led me to take interest.
Your father was a prominent man. I'm sure he had enemies. Anyone come to mind?
None who would outlive him.
You mentioned your father left records. Mind if I take a gander at them?
The prospect of you rifling through my father's possessions...
Yeah, I
does
know.
not
So
fill
just give me
with
the ones that
joy,
are relevant.
Mr. Reed. But if that's what you need, so be it. Take this key.
Is it here in... Oh, it is indeed. Well then. A chance to poke about. I welcome it. Hey, it's a big bear. Must have been enormous when it had all its meat. A grizzly? A Kodiak?
Seems an ambitious expedition. Huh? Like father, like son.
I do believe I understand. His father was more of a human-looking sort. Yes. That one story I mentioned, the name I can't recall. Looking a lot more, related to this instance.
Curious craftsmanship. These must be worth a fortune. I'm looking sharp, but I guess that's the point.
Yes. A tribe that worshipped a great white ape. If I'm not mistaken. And there she is.
1891 must have been a busy year for Francis.
His mother. Exclusive interview. Francis Throgmorton expedition to Africa is proven to be one of the most ambitious, if sadly unappreciated, undertakings of 1891. He has returned with numerous historical artifacts, invaluable anthropological research, a newborn son christened Robert, and a plethora of fascinating cultural insights. Today, in an exclusive interview with the Oakmont Chronicle, he has agreed to share some of those insights with us. Could be worth a look. Oh, my brain. Put it back. Do you not put that thing to your head?
Now, that kid looks a little familiar.
Don't keep it. Private correspondence. 12/12/1894. Francis, divorce is no simple matter these days. It has never been in my legal never has been in my legal practice. You must clearly define the fault you shall present to the court, the most common options being cruelty, adultery, or an incurable mental illness. It is my impression that your firstborn's death at the tender age of 7 dealt a blow to Bethany's health. I do sincerely hope she recovers, but the court won't share my concerns. Besides, Oakmont Asylum seems to be a very well-run place. Regards, Chauncey. Key evidence, but not all evidence. If there's more, I wish to find it.
Curious craftsmanship. These must be worth a fortune. $1891 must have been a busy year for Francis.
Besides, I still haven't found mention of that mirror. Oddly enough. He said he found record of it, but I'm not seeing it. Curious. Should I ask Robert about it? Or go to the asylum? want to miss anything. I confess I'm being rather stubborn with the whole thing, but gotta say, it looks a lot bigger on the outside. A lot bigger.
I had some questions about Bethany.
I beg your pardon.
Well, it came up during the investigation.
Say no more. It is beyond my earliest memories.
Ah, okay.
Your father led an expedition back in 1891. Do you know anything about it?
I'm not the best person to ask, I'm afraid. I was a babe in art. It is a great shame, of course. His work would have turned the science of evolution on its head.
Yeah, I can
What's that supposed to mean?
have a good...
All evidence collected. Hooray for me! But I am not convinced that that's everything. I wonder. I don't think I'd find it. I wanted to check the, obviously I wanted to check the Oakmont Chronicles for this interview, but alas, that does not seem to be a thing I can do. That's the wrong direction. More of a... well, maybe. Knock, knock on the door, it's real. On the mountains of truth you can never climb in vain. On the mountains of madness you can never climb in vain. If you can see that it's been crossed out, the word truth is, rather.
I'm looking for Bethany Throgmorton. You got any patients by that name?
We'd know if we had a Throgmorton. Although, we do have a Bethany. Or rather, we did. She's missing. And not on one of her usual walks.
Oh dear.
Usual walks. You let patients leave the building?
Oh, Bethany was harmless, and she always came back. This time, well, I've never known her to be like that.
You mean she broke out?
Yes, knocked an orderly out cold. She was out the door in a moment. It took us all by surprise. She's usually
Interesting.
harmless.
Any idea where she went?
No. She had been odd recently, though. Muttering to herself, and she drew this strange picture on her bedroom wall.
That's interesting. Can I take a look at her room?
I suppose it couldn't hurt. She had a separate room downstairs. Here's the key, but do watch out for broken glass.
Oh, thank you. Very loose security around here. Not that I'm overly concerned about it, but... How's it going?
Haven't you seen the beast?
I have. He's freaking huge.
You see it?
Well, I've seen a beast, rather. And it was freaking huge. Indecent poster? A decent poster in a locker reminds me of old Snake shenanigans. Damn, I missed that guy. Hello, hello.
The blood's almost dry.
This must be her room. Or maybe this is her room. Oh my!
At 7 years each, that's a lot of bad luck. I'm glad it's not mine.
Throgmorton's in mourning. Young Hammond Throgmorton, Francis Throgmorton's firstborn, has been pronounced dead. Mortally injured in a mysterious accident during a family holiday, little Hammond could not be revived despite his doctor's best efforts. The funeral will be held later this week with only family and close friends attending. In this dark and tragic hour, we are trying to remain grateful for all we have, including baby Robert, shared Francis Throgmorton. As my sole remaining heir, I will do all I can to protect him.
Huh. Was this taken at gunpoint? Someone had a field day to facing these.
I'm beginning to paint a picture in my head. All I do for my dear Hammond. I cannot forget that. Shame on him for thinking that improbate squint had more common sense than greed in him. He got the mirror, and I do not care how he did it. But when the time came for the exchange, he wanted more. So much more, he had the gall to threaten me. Said he'd find a new buyer. What's done is done. No one has the right to come between a mother and her child. Now, little Robert, as you can tell, was not entirely human. And apes have a prodigious amount of strength. Even at such a young age, he might have been able to kill his brother, but been too young to be really even understand what he had done.
I will find it, baby boy. I promise. Just tell me more.
At 7 years each, that's a lot of bad luck. I'm glad it's not mine. Someone had a field day defacing these.
I will find it, baby boy. I promise. Just tell me more.
There's enough dope left in here to knock out a horse.
Gee, oh, don't do that game.
Stop. You no longer have any power over me. I have found my Hammond. He's shown me the way. Randall Glassworks in Salvation Harbor. I can't believe it. The answers have been there since last century.
Time to piece this one together.
I didn't get what this one is.
Randall Glassworks. You no longer have any power over me.
Stop right there.
Bethany escaped the asylum after getting the mirror from Glover. Next stop looks to be a factory called Randall Glassworks.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. All evidence? All evidence? Not all evidence. Damn it all.
At 7 years each, that's a lot of bad luck. I'm glad it's not mine.
I want all the evidence. All of it. Oh, what's this? Harriet Doe, the first female professor. Not relating to my current case, but... What's up, Doc?
Haven't you seen the beast?
I have. I mentioned this.
Watch your pocket. Some patients here have wandering fingers.
Records room, eh? In chaos there is a cosmos, in all disorder a seared order. Why is this connected to the records room?
My head. I still hear those voices.
Wait. Is that the fisherman?
My head. I still hear those voices.
I think it is, you know.
Water me. Don't just stare at my leaves.
He thinks he's a plant.
Let's play.
Let's play. The end is nigh. It will begin again. What is down comes up. The seed is sowed.
Can you hear? Somebody's singing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Can you hear it?
I could swear that's the guy. If I can check, I will. Eventually you'll end up where you are meant to be, and you'll be doing what you are supposed to do. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. I disagree with that. It all depends on how we look at things. They just let people wander around in here. There's ammunition in here.
8, 9, 10, 11.
Well, he can count. That's good for him.
What can I do for you?
Evidently nothing.
Watch your pocket. Some patients here have wandering fingers.
Seems that Bethany had a thing for mirrors. You know anything about that?
Oh, yes. Poor soul. She was convinced there was a boy called Hammond living in her mirrors. She talked to him every day.
I see. Bye.
Yes! Excelente. Salvation Harbor. Wait, that's not gonna help me. How am I supposed to find out where the hell that is? Perhaps City Hall. Tell you what, I'm gonna call it a video here. And I'm gonna go track down this information. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna track down this information. So, I'm the Blues 32. This is, Sinking City. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.